followers, my name is Ardrick and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Now, in this episode, we are going to tackle on the Cathedral of the Deep. Now, starting with this episode, I'm not going to be quite as thorough with areas because I'm going to aim for the important things to pick up, things that are pertaining to either the game itself that you'd want to get, or to the NPCs that we're attempting to get this through with because I think everyone kind of has a general grasp on areas. If you need a good general walkthrough or a really good walkthrough, there's some really good ones here on YouTube to get you through the area in the event that you're having a lot of trouble with it. Of course, honestly, one thing about this game is you can run through a lot of things as well, but there are a couple points in Cathedral that you cannot run through, which I won't speed up or anything like that. The run to the Cathedral, I probably will, and we're going to start at the Crystal Sage here. Now, also one thing I wanted to point out before we get any further talking about farming is that I kept saying Anri's straight sword or Anri's straight sword for farming, and what I was thinking of is when people respec into luck in order to go farming using maybe a bleed build or whatnot. Anri's sword is the one you would want to use just because it scales off luck. However, truth of the matter is the Crystal Sage's rapier is the one I was thinking of that boosts your item discovery. So you can put that in your offhand and then just wail on stuff with your main weapon. So I wanted to apologize for the misinformation right there. I'm trying not to throw any of that out there. Just trying to remember some of this stuff is difficult enough. So, oh, lizard ran off the edge. Alright, now starts the part where I'm just going to go run into the next bonfire. I found the next bonfire. Gonna rest here. Now, before I do any kind of manipulations and speeding of time, which I'm probably going to do here in a moment, because of this next area, I don't know, it's just going to be a run through, probably not, but you're going to want to kill this guy for sure. Grab this item down here. Hey, if you're just going to stand there and let me hit you, I have no problem with that. I'm going to get the Paladin's Ashes off the ground. He didn't drop anything. Okay. There's a guy at the top of the stairs here. He'll drop the spider shield if you choose to kill him. Now we're in the next area here. Head to your left. Then just bolt through here. You do have to deal with some dogs and stuff trying to bite you. If your endurance is high enough, you can just go through that. If you're a caster and your endurance isn't quite high enough, you may want to just throw a couple of hurdy spells at him and go for it. Another suicider. We're going to just cut him down. And we're just going to pop on through here and grab our bonfire first. The next part's going to be a little annoying, excuse me, because we're going to be hitting that zombie area, so we got to run through that. If you don't already have it, this here is a Estus Shard, right? Yeah. There's another Estus Shard if you haven't hit your 15 marker yet. I would be showcasing all of the Undead Bone Shards and all of the Estus Shards locations if this was the first playthrough, but you cap out at 15, and 9 out of 10 you've already gotten to 15. So there really is no point in picking them up right now. If they make them have a purpose later on, then I would be a little more inclined. But again, you don't get much closer to just completely screwing up a jump than that was. I'll do that. Now this is one of the Warden people right here. Those weapons I want. Those are pretty darn cool. So let's go here, up here. Curse Ward Great Shield. Feeling that, no. Nope. Yep. Thought so. Didn't think I got the backstab. Very cool. fighting in confined spaces with a sword that shouldn't work. Oh, that was going to be the weapons. Alright, now I'm going to kick down this shortcut in case things go horribly awry. Alright, now, here comes the fun part. And by the fun part, I mean the infuriating part. I'm going to just run up here. And we're going to start the rooftop part. This is probably the longest stretch and most annoying part of the cathedral. Because if you die, you don't really have a lot of, you don't have a lot of forgiveness here. It's pretty much, you know, if you manage to get yourself killed, you've got to do a lot of running back and resetting, and it's just very annoying. And I'm not really wearing but paper armor right now. How did Solera do anything in this armor? Really? Maybe that's why he doesn't have it anymore. Maybe even he realized that. Which I have an interesting theory on Solera, which has of course been tossed around quite a few times already. You can check my Nameless King fight if you'd like to see or read any of it. I did write it down over there. I don't want that item bad enough to get jumped. Blink. Alrighty. Again, I will play this game as much as I can in this armor, as is my plan. But if it gets to the point where my skill is, what little I do have is jeopardized because of it, then I will be changing to something a little more appropriate for absorbing damage to get through the area. But I don't feel like it's completely dependent on my gear just yet. Let's wait on this guy to show up over here because I don't want to get jumped by the little thrall guys as well as this guy right here. This is the toughest stretch right here, I think, because you're dealing with a big old axe wielder or halberd wielder coming at you. That's pretty decent poise. That should have staggered him at least once, and it didn't. You're dealing with an ambush right here. A set of little thrall guys who are just annoying as... Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought I was going to get the thrall axe. I still don't have one of those. And then there you have to deal with these guys, which is not that big of a deal. They do throw the things that don't let you heal. The undead charms. And then the most annoying thing is you have these grave wardens in here, and there's two of them. If you're not any good at fighting them, or you get blood loss because of them, no fun. Pretty good HP pool on them as well. That one went down relatively easily. You can actually kind of cheese them. There are guys that come down the stairs that'll blow up. If you manage to let them hit these guys, that'll actually kill them. Alright, these guys right here, you can just run past them and do that. And I frame the door. One way you can get to cheese out is if you get the Grave Wardens to follow you, you run up the stairs with them, and you go to I-frame the door, they can jump and hit them and kill them. But if you're relying on that, it may not be the best of things to do. I'm just gonna alley-oop. There we go. Don't need to worry about you. This should be a trap, right? Yep. I think it's just poison. Poison or toxin. No cursing. Dual charm. A couple of Deacon guys in here, 3 if I'm not mistaken. Ow. Please not do that. Alright. Boink. Boink. Alright. I'm not really sure how my sword goes boink, but it does. So you just have to bear with that. That's the sound effect it's going to make. First shortcut of the area is going to be here. Now, you're probably anxious to get to Rosaria if you missed her on the first playthrough. Or if you just don't know where she's at, because Rosaria is the one that allows you to respec your character, change the appearance of your character, but not the gender. And she's part of Leonhard's setup. You know, she's pretty pivotal in all of that. and so you're probably wanting to get to her and get things done. However, if you go to her bedchamber before getting the patches thing, it kind of screws with his quest line. And in turn, it could screw up a gesture. I don't know if this character even has it. I think I actually missed it on the first playthrough. Because of that very reason, actually. There's an item down there of importance. The giant now. I should have enough endurance to just pretty much say bye and leave. There's the sword ring right here in case you want it. Oh, he nicked me. I can get the giant frame. There we go. And here. Big deal. Down here, mimic. If you don't have any dual charm or undead hunter charms, you can. Those ashes you picked up, the paladin's ashes, I believe those are the ones that allow you to buy them. So you can get those before coming here and do this, or just fight the mimic. Just kill the thing. I just despise these things. There we are. Won't be needing that again. Take you off. And then we're going to go back through here. Not even going to bother with this Cathedral Knight. Well, I mean I have to if I keep screwing up like that, but here we are. Cathedral Knight can just bite me. If you want to still go back and kill them though, I suggest doing it this way because it's a whole lot easier. I get jumped right here. Oh, and Kirk is going to go ahead and show up too. We're just going to wait on Kirk. We'll grab Kirk in just a moment. We have a little bit other stuff to do. You can come back and get the Cathedral Knight as well as the spider dog in the back behind him because waiting to do that is just a better idea since you'll be able to go get the shortcut unlocked and you won't have to worry about anything else. If you die, then you just run across here. It's just tremendously easier. Alright, there we are. Now the bonfire being right there. So now both doors are open. The shortcut is going to be the way we take to Rosaria. And there is this guy down here, which just got that, I believe it's the poison bite ring. And then the crystal, it leads, ooh. Oh, okay. You are quite the little pain, aren't you? Well, I'm completely out of stamina. That's what's going on here. There we are. I was not managing my stamina at all. Now, it's important that you do that before you visit Rosaria as well. Nothing there? Okay. So now, we're going to go take on our giant buddy here. And by buddy, I mean, you know, just random giant guy. And I see those little slugs coming toward me. I would rather you did not do that, sir. Actually, I may stick to the lightning blade for this one. Or the sunlight sword. I call it the lightning blade. But I don't have common sense. Alright. That hit me? Really? Don't whack away on him here. That's not even the right target. One thing you do have to be careful of here if you attempt to move your camera around especially is that you'll lose track of the giant pretty quick, which is very annoying. I prefer to play locked on just because it's a little bit easier with the giant, I think. So I think there's a draining weapon, yeah, the hammers. Go over here, pillage these remains. This is all the draying stuff, as well as a pale tongue, which is very important that you get that pale tongue. I think the game really wanted you to get pale tongues. I didn't even realize that was happening. I think the game was just really, really generous in telling you, hey, you need a pale tongue in order to advance the storyline, so we'll give you one early. And then on top of that, they're like, well, we're figuring you're going to run a respec, so here's another pale tongue. And they gave you another one. And then I believe there is another point up here where there's another pale tongue, but they're extremely easy to farm. In the next video, I'll actually go into a little more details on the farming for both the pale tongues as well as the other one, the what's that called? The watchdogs. This is new, isn't it? Ring of the Evil Eye +1. It is new. Now I'm gonna go ahead and summon Anri in regardless. There is a summon sign here for Horace as well, but you can also opt down here to summon in Sirris of the Sunless Realms. I'm going to summon Sirris in because it's the first time that we're going to get an opportunity to actually summon her in. And then I'm going to summon Anri, so I'm followed by a couple of lovely ladies right now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and clear out this area right here. Oop, he's going to start slinging spells at me. Try to pull this knight. There we go. Yep, he's on Anri. Sirris does buff herself, which is what I like about her. And she heals herself. She buffs with Dark Moon Blade, which I think is pretty cool. Anri is okay. Not really kind of the best of summons, but she's alright. Horace isn't terrible though. He has reach, which is one reason you may want to choose to go that route. There we are. Kind of sloppy work, but it worked. That's all that really matters. Now you can opt to go over here, wail on these guys, get them out of your way. There's an item over here, I thought so. Oh, it's an ember. That's excellent. Very nice place to put an ember as well, since before the boss you can summon in a couple of phantoms. Very nice. You're probably going to lose one of them right here, so don't feel bad. You kind of just hope that both of them don't die. To be honest, I should have summoned Horace in to begin with and left Anri alone. Oh well. Okay, so now we're going to go over here, open these doors. These are the big doors that you saw when you ran up the stairs before turning right and doing all this convoluted running into this building, into this here cathedral. So, for any reason you want those doors open, there they are. Coming down here now. I did not screw up Patch's questline. Excellent. So we're going to go ahead and grab this right here. And now we're going to get some pretty cool dialogue. I like this quite a bit, actually. So it looks like we have Siegward here, and we're like, alright, Siegward, man. It's good to see you, brother.
Well, you look reasonably sane. I am a knight of Katarina. I've managed to track down this cathedral's store of treasure. It's right over there, across that narrow part. Treasure? Always so close, yet so far. I'm in quite a pickle, indeed.
And again.
Just hold your horses a moment. I know. Treasure is so sorely tempting. I know.
Okay. If you've paid attention, you know that's not quite Siegfried's voice. So,
Shame on you, you greedy guts. Thought you could outwit an onion. Well, say hello to the nice giant. He adores visitors.
And there's Patches being a jerk. Now, one reason I did summon them in when I did is because... Oh, that was a mistake. Well, the point was I was going to have the summons help me out right there. And I decided to just go ahead and fall to my death, because that's a great way to do this. Okay, no big deal right there. In fact, it just resets the giant, if I'm not mistaken. No big deal. Yeah, irrelevant really. You don't need to kill the giant unless you just want the items that are sitting behind the giant, so I'm just going to ignore him right here. Pretty easy kill though, especially when you have the two summons over there. If you want to farm this area, it's an extremely easy thing to do. I'm actually just going to run in here long enough to grab those souls. You need 15,000 souls on you for the next part, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab those because I don't actually know how many you get for the next part, but I don't want to run any risks of not having it, just in case, so I can make this as fluid as possible. Once you're done with that part right there, though, you're going to run back here, get to the shortcut. Whether you kill the giant or whether you don't, you can run back to here. You can dismiss the summons at this point. They're not going to follow you up the ladder, and you're not going to be down at a point where they're going to be of any use to you. Should be one guy out here. You should recognize this as the guy who was shooting you when you were trying to come up through here. And now we're going to come up this ladder. And there's going to be a deacon here. And this guy should give you a ring, I believe, when you kill him. The deep ring, which I think allows you to attune one additional spell. So if you don't quite have the attunement to get another spell, or you just really need that one extra spell, then it's an option. Now to keep yourself from being cornered in, you can go ahead and knock this guy out. Or just get hit by like every single attack and killed. Wow. Went to hit circle, just didn't kick in. There are times, I swear, that roll just does not happen. Like, you can hit it and you can attempt to make it happen, and it just does not happen. And I think that it's the way that the button memory works, so, oh well. Alright, come on. We went through the whole thing with like 3 deaths total now, I believe. 2 of which were here at the Cathedral, 1 because I decided to attack the giant and fell off, and 1 because that giant axe guy just beat me in the face. Of course my souls are right next to him. Whoop. How far does your combo go? Finally staggered. You're next. Come here. Ooh, I'm next. I'm not careful. I just attacked out of reflex there, I think. Alright guys, back on the rooftop here. Both these guys are dead. And now we can move on. You're going to want to equip a bow here if you have one lying around on you that's decent. If I can find it. Here it is. Even if it's not decent, you can just use it. Makes life a little bit easier. So, I'm going to step out here. I'm going to knock up this bottom arrow. I just missed because I got too antsy. Basically what we're doing is we're backing this guy up. Except when I get too antsy and shoot again. Oh. Well, we could do it now because he's far enough down, but we'll just take a second. We'll just take another second. Blink. So close. Yep. That's actually what I was trying to do at first. This guy, gotta nail him in the side of the head to really make this one work. Otherwise he's just gonna rush you. Well, I got his attention. Not really sure if that's a good thing. There we go. Or you do that, shoot the wall, get his attention, then just shoot him in the back of the head. That seems like a very reasonable way to do that. Don't need this crossbow again for quite a while. So now, if you have the cat ring, you can just, you pop that on, not take any damage. Or, you can just, you know, take it. Just full on take it. So we're getting close to the point where if you want to have Leonhard's quest line, you're going to be getting to that point where it's going to be a thing. So now you have patches.
Huh? Yes, hello. Oh, I don't believe we've met. I'm Patches. Unbreakable Patches. You seem to be unkindled. Do you have business with me? Ah, oh, yes, of course. It's coming back to me now. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was my hand, as you know. But the deed, well, that was the armor's doing. Regrettable, truly. But behold, I'm stripped clean of that unruly attire. And look at you. Not a scratch. All's well that ends well, right?
See, not a scratch, I died twice.
You'll be fine. I can tell. It's that rotten curse. It is. The untidy mess.
Yeah, prostration, which is the bowing down.
Oh, yes. Now, it wasn't me, but you still deserve an apology. Just a little trinket. Go ahead. It's yours now.
The rusted coin, and then...
You should know, I'm a kind of travelling merchant. If you're as unkindled as you look, you'll find plenty of good stuff.
Now, what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to take advantage of the fact that he has Siegward's armor and buy all of the armor. It's just, you just need these 4 pieces. You don't need the shield, and nothing else has any bearing on Siegward. But at this point, you can buy rusted coins, which is extremely important for being able to go and to get the items for the Covenant if you want to start doing that in the next area. You can buy some now, or you can wait and just farm it out later. But I'm a fan of going ahead and just having a bunch of these on me. So I'm just going to buy 25,000 worth, I would say. There we are. So that's good. Yep. You only have 10 at a time on you, so just note that as well.
Thanks, good comp.
I didn't push any buttons, he just said that on his own. Now we're going to raise this, which is the same shortcut that you were using when he brought it down. That allows you to come from the area down there Like if you come in through that shortcut down there and you run over there, you run up those stairs, you come up, you can summon in your summons if you wanted to, or not. Run through that doorway right there, and then it's going to bring you to that ladder, which will bring you up and come out around up here, where Patches was on this side, like we did earlier, and then you can run across this bridge. Then you can come up here. You can kill this guy. There will also be one of these people standing over there. I'll show you right here. If you have not killed him yet, he'll be there. If you have killed him or second playthrough or whatnot, then he probably will not be there, as he's not for mine. But he will give you the red sign Soapstone, so you can do your dueling. Well, good. Now this, right here, is what we're after. Interestingly enough, this looks like it's barred off, and that the bars have been just destroyed. Like something has completely ripped the iron bars apart in order to get in here. That's really interesting. A little terrifying considering this is a bedchamber, so it sounds like a very weird overtone to it, or undertone to it rather. Is it undertone? It is an undertone, right? There's the armor that if you manage to kill Kirk below you. And then Rosaria. Now, if you're doing Sirris' questline, do not join this covenant. You can still talk and you can still reallocate your points, but do not join the covenant. So, important thing to take note of, light your bonfire, and then from here, rather than walk all the way back down and do all that jazz, I'm actually going to hop back to the cleansing chapel. And what we're going to do now is we're going to step outside. Because now we know that our onion bro we saw was not actually our onion bro, but rather a Patches and Onions clothing. A thief in Onions clothing. We could do it that way. It would be a weird fruit you could just stick in there and just make fun of in that. A kale? It's a kale in Onions clothing. Okay, so out here, I'm just gonna blink.
Hello? Hello? Anyone there? Anyone at all?
Suddenly this well starts talking to you.
Oh. I know that voice. Just how long has it been?
A couple hours.
Siegward of Cathedral. I'm loath to admit it, but I've been had. Someone's swiped my armor. Did you happen to see it anywhere?
Sure have.
Oh, my armor. My deepest gratitude. I, Siegward of Cathedral, salute you. With my trusty suit of armor, I'll be out of here in a jiffy. Until we meet again, comrade. No need to worry about me. With my trusty suit of armor, I'll be out of here in a jiffy. Until we meet again, my good friend.
Now if you don't already have the Rejoice emote, you will get that right there as well. So now we are done with this area as a whole. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back into this main area right here. He's going to jump down. I decided to get hit by him because that's what I do. I'm not going to Ember until I get up there. The reason being that if I get hit during this, then it's going to allow me to just wait on using my flasks. Although the next boss is not exactly the most difficult to take down. Okay, so now up here. Up through here again. Back this way. I saw a fireball coming at the last second too. It's paper armor, man. It just doesn't do anything. Use this here. Ember. Let's go ahead and grab Anri. Now we're going to move down and grab Sirris. Generally I would say summon in Horace, because, you know, Anri and Horace kind of the team there, but I like using Sirris since if you're going to do her quest line, you might as well make use of her. And again, she does buff through the Darkmoon Blade ability, which is just pretty neat. So, what we're going to do now is get ready to tackle that. So, off we go. You can use the Alluring Skulls here to make these guys chase after it, but wholly unnecessary, really. Cut through these guys. Is it over here somewhere? You guys got that? Yep, you guys got that. At least, kind of. Until they have enough force. Just knock you sideways. Good job, guys. Good teamwork, good teamwork. Whoop, getting away from that. Over here. Where you guys are not even paying attention. Just gonna wail on these guys. You can really thin these numbers out, which just helps you immensely. They do spawn in as a rather large group when the boss is finally here, but I mean, all things considered, not a big deal. And again, your phantoms are pretty fun here to use, even though they're not really necessary at all, unless you're wearing paper armor like I am, then it helps. Try to speed up this fight just a little bit. Get my stamina back up. Now, if you do just kind of mess around this fight for too long, they will begin to curse you. So there's just kind of something to keep in mind there as well. You may not want to drag it out any longer than you have to, or want to. Alright, with that, you've killed the Deacons of the Deep. Your summons are going to go home, and you're going to unlock your bonfire. I've checked this room on New Game Plus, and I did not see an item back here. So, to point that out, that there isn't anything back there still. I don't know if that changes on the next playthrough, but before you leave the area, rest at the bonfire, and then you can get the Archdeacon set. Pretty neat. Alright guys, that's going to be the Cathedral of the Deep. The most important thing that we did here is we did the Patches line, the Catarina line. That needs to happen. We took out the Invader Kirk, we got the Braille Tome. There are no scrolls here or anything like that, no tomes for pyromancy. None of that's going to kick in until Smoldering Lake. And then we'll be advancing to the Abyss Watchers in the next video and killing them and moving into the Catacombs, where we'll be into another alternate path. So there's that. If you went here before you went to Farron Keep, then you can check the Farron Keep video and go through it. If you're doing like the Rosaria side and Leonhard side, then there's an area there which you can summon in Heisel, right next to the Keep Ruins bonfire, where there's a little tower with the excuse me, the slugs. Heisel's sign will appear right over there. And you can mess around with her if you choose to do so. Very cool character to summon in, I have to admit. Very neat character. My Pyromancer did that, and I really enjoyed just kind of running around with Heisel and just kind of killing stuff. So I may actually load up a video of summoning in Heisel and using Heisel in the Fair Keep fight with that character. I haven't really decided yet. If I do, then I will post that video up here as well, just to show Heisel off and whatnot. So thanks guys for checking out this video, and I appreciate you taking the time to check it out. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you're having trouble with the patches line or the Siegward line or anything like that, just let me know and I'll try to help you out as best I can. The next areas I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to just rush through it as much as possible to show you the point of what the video is, which is the NPCs, the covenants, as well as the summons. So this is a good farming area if you don't want to kill the boss. Like I said, you just come in, you summon those two in. You can farm the Cathedral Knights in case you want the armor there. You can kill the giants easier with the summons, things like that. You can run past that first giant that I killed and just go get the summons and come back to them if you need to. Things like that. So just some information there in case you decide that there are some things that you want to farm up. The summons do make that a little more fun to do and a little bit easier to do. And with patches being above, at one point you get the rustic coins, you can spend all your souls on those and make it a little easier as well. So thanks guys for checking out the video. Hopefully it helped you in some way. You found it informative in some way or helped you perhaps on a part that you got stuck. I know patches line's a little convoluted, so sometimes people do miss that. So thanks guys. If it helped you, you can please help me in return by hitting that like button. I appreciate you taking the time to check it out. And I will see you guys at the Abyss Watchers as well as the Catacombs. So have a good day guys, and I'll catch you there. Bye.